one thing, that I tried to do everything right. Trouble will find me wherever I go, cutting me deeply into the depths of my soul. You ask me, do I believe in the lie? I tell you one thing, sure as the sun shines in the sky, wherever I go, it seems to be there.
Hey guys, it's your girl Sarah, back at it again with another video, and I wanted to just bring up the topic about like my history of my life. So, as if you haven't known before, my parents were very young when they had me. They were 15 when they got pregnant with me, and they were in high school. And growing up wasn't the easiest thing in my life. I would say it's rough around the edges, but everyone has places where they go. So growing up, I was the only child until the age of 5. Well, 4, but it was like 5 months till my birthday, so I'm gonna count it as, 5. Anyways, I was the only child till 5. I was really bubbly, I'd say, and shy at the same time. Meaning, I could get along with anyone that I was really close to, but if I didn't know you, then I don't know you, and I didn't want to know you. I was a very shy person. I was very, just let me be, please, but growing up, rough. My grandma took care of me the most. Not saying that my mom didn't, or my dad didn't, but I was really close to my dad all up until the age of 6. At 6 years old, I just stopped being close to my dad. It wasn't, I don't know what it was, really. I don't really remember what caused me to do that. But at 6 years old, that's when my great-grandma passed away, and it broke me a lot to go through a death that I didn't even know what was going on in a process. How do you tell a 6-year-old, hey, your great-grandma died and you won't be able to see her again? That's really hard to tell a 6-year-old. But further on, my brother was born when I was 7 years old, and growing up into junior high, I went through a lot of weird phases, I would say. I went through a major one I call my dark phase, or goth phase as another term that it could be used for. I wore a lot of dark makeup. I was really, I was outcasted by almost the whole school because of the way that I looked. I looked like I was scary, almost. I never really had very many friends growing up. I was always, the shy one. No one really knew me until they actually got to know me. I was very shy, but further on into 9th and 10th grade year. 9th and 10th grade year went okay. They went easier as the years gone by, but in 9th and 10th grade year, I really stepped up to the plate, and I really wanted to become something of myself. So I met a guy. Let's name him Jake. Okay. I met Jake when I was in band, and we were super, I wouldn't say close, but we were friends of mutual friends. One of my closest friends introduced me to him, and we ended up hitting it off right away. At least I thought we hit it off right away. We never really did anything like super serious all up until the summer of my 11th grade year. And by that I mean like in between 10th and 11th grade. In between that time and to the 11th grade, I lost focus, I lost track of what I was wanting and everything. And even some of my senior year. No, not all of it, but a chunk of it, like, was taken away, kind of. I fell in love with him. I wanted to be with him, and he didn't want the same. He just saw me as kind of like a one-night stand. And I still get messages from Jake today about me coming over, and I just never want to. Again, I love his family, and his family is very respectful, and I love that. Like, I never had a respectful family growing up. You knew my family, whether you liked it or not. My mom's side of the family is very well known for a lot of things, and my dad's side is kind of unclear a little bit. By that, like, my dad's dad never was in my life, nor was he in my father's life. So I was kind of mysterious by what's going on and who is not telling me anything. I never really had a permanent grandfather. The only grandfather that I consider, like, to even be close to my grandfather would be a guy named Carl that I know and my family knows. Like, he's been there my whole childhood. But, you know, that whole thing. You know, throughout finishing the high school story, throughout the high school experience, I would have to say it was okay all up until my 10th grade year. And then my senior year got better a little bit after the whole thing with Jake. Then I graduated and went to prom, or I went to prom first and then graduated, and then I did all these things to set a goal for myself, because I feel like a lot of people doubted me growing up that I would become pregnant at a young age. And if you don't know this already, I'm the first one to graduate out of 3 generations of my family. Not my dad's dad, I'm not 100% sure, but with my great-grandma, my grandma, and my mom, I'm the first one out of 3 generations to graduate. And that, my dad didn't graduate. I think my aunt did, I'm not 100% sure. My mom did go back to get her GED when I was like 10 years old, but graduating physically through high school. Other things that you need to know is I had to grow up pretty early. Constant fighting with my mom and dad. I don't blame either of them, but constant fighting always happened. I never really had a true childhood. Again, I don't put blame on either of them. I think I was more mature at my age than most, 10-year-olds. I was always a bubbly child, though. Like, I don't know. Like, I always wanted to have fun, but I never really got to have fun. Other things, I've had the most precious dogs that I hold deeply within me, like, that I've had growing up, are Princess and Maisie. Now, I've never really talked about Princess on my channel. Princess was a teacup poodle that we had. She wasn't even a teacup. She was just like small poodle. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, okay? I was like 3 when we got her. Anyways, we had her for a very long time, and I can't remember exact year when we got rid of her, but it was all because she was having seizures a lot, and that devastated me. I cried for like 3 days straight. Long story short, it was a disaster, and we still haven't seen her since. We don't know how she's doing. We don't know if she's still alive. We don't know what exactly. And then Maisie, you guys heard me talk about too, or you guys have heard me talk about her. Maisie was a pit bull, and she was like literally like the most amazing creature that I have ever loved. Maisie protected me like I was her own child. When I would feel like I was having a bad day, she would come up and lay on me, and no dog will ever replace Maisie for who she truly was. She was truly a caregiver. Whether anyone likes to believe it or not, pit bulls, oh my gosh, they were the best dog. She was really, truly, like, my best friend at the time. Like, going through everything. She was my one best friend. Come my junior year, she passed away on the first day of school. And that's a terrible thing to think about, because why? You know, like, that's my first thought, is like, why on the first day of school? I loved her though, and she loved a lot of people. But if you did us dirty, she would hate you. If you even looked like you were attacking us children, she would go after you. She was a very super protective dog, and honestly, I hope I find a dog just like that for my kids one day. That I grew close to her. She was like a mom almost. I've got 2 other dogs currently, Shelby and Lulu. Lulu is a smaller but the same breed as Shelby. She's very small. She only weighs like 6. She doesn't even get up to 6 pounds. She weighs like 4 to 5 pounds, literally. Her sister weighs around 10 to 11, depending on when you see her eating or anything like that. But yeah, like, there's just a lot more to go. I'll make a part 2 to this video so you all can see it. Okay, bye.